£10.75 plus VAT, but then I've had another email which I forgot to bring with me, which is they are doing a special offer at the moment. I think it's probably about £7.25.
Yeah, but you can still claim that back on.
And then you've got price for stainless steel dedication plaque is which is a 120 by 80, which you can get about 45 words on it, is £49 plus VAT. You can have that put on the bench. The bolting down kit is £9.50 plus VAT, or underground leg extensions at £27 plus VAT. And then it's obviously plus delivery as well. But this is from this old David Ogilvy Engineering. So I just thought I'd let you know, and we can have a look at it throughout the budget there. Okay. Yes, Mr. Wolf.
What can you tell us about the mugger?
We found a bit out because Margaret mentioned it last month.
That's what I'm asking you.
It is in storage at Bolsover District.
That's as much as you can tell us.
Well, it isn't parish house, it isn't the parish's mugger, it is Bolsover District Council's mugger.
Well, other thing, taking up that, because you said the problem is siting it, is it not possible to have a joint venture for this mugger court between us and Balborough? Because you know where the football field is at Balborough,
on that Balborough Road, isn't
at
it?
the front that would site it quite
Right.
well. Is it not?
Or is it just a play area?
It's just a play area.
Is it?
No,
There's nothing there. Could it not be? I know it's in Clowne parish.
Well, I suppose all we could do, Margaret, is sort of
Sure, I would tell you.
put it to Balborough and put it to Bolsover District and then see what they say from
because it
there.
could be a
Really.
joint
Well,
venture.
staying in Clowne, but we've lost an asset for Clowne, so it's better to stay.
The thing is, we haven't got really anywhere that we
I
can.
did suggest to the district council
No, but when we
that I did suggest to the district council that this Clowne Street recreation ground, but it's their land, so ultimately it is their decision. But I have already offered that up as a suggestion. There is enough land there. I know it's not in the same serving the same area. It's serving that part of Clowne as opposed to where it was originally located, which was the linear park. But I can't think, other than the country park, other than Clowne Street, I can't think of where else it could go.
It could go on back on Linear Park, couldn't it? Only partly on that land.
I don't know how
I
much
don't
land there
think
is
there's
left.
sufficient land. Because within the linear park is the old railway line, isn't it? Whereas where it was sited, it was at the end of the linear park where the new housing development has gone. So that created enough space. I think the issue with linear park is
There's space. There is space. There's only about 3 metres what runs to that land. There's easily enough space.
Yeah. Well, I can suggest that again. Linear Park is Bolsover District Council's land, so I mean it's their kit. They've got the two sites by the sounds of it then that could accommodate this Linear Park maybe and Clowne Street. And I have already suggested Clowne Street after previous discussions. So I mean I can suggest again either or, but I can't think of.
Yes, Rose.
Can I ask why all councillors don't come into the first meeting?
They're not obliged to, Rose. It's entirely up to
Well, I always thought you had to have a certain amount of members.
No, not no, Rose.
It's not a meeting, Rose.
Well,
It's a forum, that's how they get around it.
yeah,
Don't have to.
It's always
They don't want to
nice
listen to you, they don't have to
I
come.
know, but I think it's wrong.
it's always nice for councillors to know what the parishioners are thinking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because
I do try to, whoever's not here, I do try to pass it on down.
well, actually, that's what that item was. Chair's report and parish forum actions. That was always used to inform the clerk and the councillors who didn't come to the meeting, because the clerk never attended this meeting.
Anyone else?
Mind I'd like to say Township doing a good job with that railway
Yes.
thing.
Yeah,
So
agree
as
with
I
that.
say, I've just been on about, you know them, what you stop motorbikes from going on.
Oh yeah.
Roy can't get on
Oh,
with
with scooter.
his scooter. so I'm just gonna see what
Yeah,
she can do about that.
on the county council land, we're not putting those sorts of gates on. You know, the risk is then that people on these mini motorbikes get on, but you know, you can't have it both ways. So we're not doing that, and I think there was a discussion, well I know there was a discussion with the district council, because those ones you're talking about were put on some time ago by them.
Yeah.
So I'll follow that up and
You
see.
see,
what
you
the
can't
plan
get
is.
through with the back handles.
No,
You know what I mean?
no, I get you. Yeah.
This is, I'm not
Well, you've
saying
had
take them
problems
down
in South
altogether.
What?
You've had problems down the south end where these
Yeah.
buggy thing. I
Yeah.
don't mean not disability buggies. Those quad bikes.
Yes, yes.
Quad bikes.
Yeah. I know, that's
They've
the
been
problem,
ripping it
isn't
up.
it? You want to make it accessible, but the danger is then that people use it inappropriately,
Yeah.
being polite. But the other thing I was going to say to the main meeting, but I'll say it now. There's going to be a new access point put in. It's gone through all the necessary planning now. To avoid people having to walk up Station Road around that horrible corner at the top.
Yeah.
So come in near where Alice Beale lives, down that.
Yeah, well, that's where Roy has.
Yeah. Going up through near the old ticket office and the
Yeah.
platforms and into the car park at the side of the Mag's End. So to put that corner
That
off the
corner,
pedestrians altogether, and that will be accessible.
Yeah.
I don't know who's responsible. Who puts up the street name signs?
The district.
District. Because we have a big problem on our street on Rood Lane. Because it's shaped like a cross and
Yeah.
the numbers run weird. Because Bolsover District Council chose to number houses that had had names and one thing and another, and the post office. But we're getting a bit fed up of delivery motors coming to us at all times of the day and night because they can't follow the numbering system.
Oh. Right, I don't know what to do about that really.
Like on your, like I said, Rood Lane, does it say, you could probably do it like numbers 1 to something and then...
Well, the thing is, it's at the corner because Rood Lane turns left down.
Yeah.
That's just an offshoot that goes straight ahead. Well, 48 is up there. I'm next to the field gate and I'm number 54.
Right.
So try working out the numbering
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
I can
Still
follow
all
it.
even numbers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Going up there and going that way.
But you see, there's 3 houses that have got no numbers on them. Because
I suppose at the bottom then you could sort of have Rood Lane and then put the numbers like 50 something to 58. And then on the other side put Rood Lane, wherever it starts at, up to 58.
it really needs to be at the corner.
Yeah. So you've got like the 2 shoots off it.
Yeah, because
Different things.
the cul-de-sac into the right was never Rood Lane initially. It had another name years ago. When but it is now part of Rood Lane, and the numbering goes from the bungalow on the front in there.
So will they be odd numbers going down that?
No,
No,
No, they're all
there's
even.
no odd
So
numbers
it's 1,
because
2,
odd
3,
numbers would have been on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So
No,
the
no,
2, 4, 6, 8.
2, 4,
6, 8.
Oh, right.
Oh, nothing
2, 4,
as
6,
simple
8,
as
then will
that.
go into the corner, won't it? Right into your 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it'll
16,
go to
18
48
and
up
20
that
are
way, and
there.
50s down
Yeah.
that way.
But for
Yeah.
48 stops up there, so that they either go up there looking for 54 or they come down to us, because what throws them is the top house, the white house, because it was one house and made into 2. So they've got 1 and 2 on it, right? But it's the same address, but 1 and 2. It'd be better if they had A and B, but
Yeah.
they haven't. And the house next to me's got no number at all.
No. And I suppose as you're going down to yours, then you've got that new estate bit as well, haven't you?
Then
Yeah.
you've
Which
got
then
the-
they might be
And I
tagging you
wish,
onto
I
that.
wish highways would sort out, because we need a giveaway sign coming out of there, because they just come straight out in front of us to forget that there's more houses down Rood Lane.
Mm.
There's only 1, 2.
There's only 2 of us, you see.
Right, okay. I'll leave that one with you then.
Yeah.
Right, thank you. We'll have a few minutes and then we'll crack into all this.
Just on the Ivy Close thing, are the line marked?
No, they've never ever had anything marked here, because Rood Lane's private, but that's private. Separate. They know
That
who.
was going to be my next question, is Ivy Close adopted yet?
No, Ivy Close will never be. I don't think it will, because Rood Lane has been a private lane for God knows how many years. But Ivy Close is a separate, and they actually have ownership of the road on the deeds of their houses,
Right.
whereas we don't.
Right, well, I mean, highways aren't going to do anything then in that case, because it's private land. And they won't-
Yeah, but
they won't-
the private land is not. They could put it at the end, because you go in and there's a little traffic calming bit.
I will ask about it, but
Yeah, so
Yeah.
traffic calming bit, is that when it goes to like...
That's when it
adoption?
goes into Ivy Close.
but Rood Lane's not yet adopted, is it?
No.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Point out-
that was thanks to Bolsover District Council.
Mm.
So you've got
Planning
No,
department.
all
of
lane's
that.
still not adopted.
No,
I thought it had been.
No,
on
no.
tarmac.
It's not finished, it's not got a top surface, it's only got binder course.
Because like how where we are, ours not adopted, and obviously we've had to then get his own sign to put in there.
The planning department let the builders walk away from the site without finishing it. So because it's not finished, the council won't take it over. Dear.
Catch 22.
It isn't it?
yeah, I've asked them for the sign of it. Thank you for your advice about that lady. Yeah. I know she's never come back. No, I told her what you said. She thanked me for the advice. So hopefully she's got it all right. Yeah.
Well, they're digging out to the side, so they're getting into that roundabout.
Right, then, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go into the parish council meeting for March.
Good evening, Chair.
I'd like to start off with apologies for absence.
I've had one chair, that's Councillor Burgess.
And that's not fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay.
Councillor Smith, Chair. You did prove the following at last meeting, actually.
Excuse me, Chair, have you got the interest book somewhere?
It's doing the rounds, Chair.
Jim's at the hospital chair.
Anyone see this? That's it.
Pass it forward and then can we have confirmation that the attendance register has been signed?
Yeah, all in order, Chair.
Can we have the pecuniary of interest book? Has that been forwarded?
Yeah, that's been
Yeah, that's
signed.
been signed.
Yeah, it's number 3, whether it's
Any notices of dispensation?
I've not received any, Chair, no, it's number 3.
Right, we'll to item 5 on the agenda. So the next council meeting is to be held on the Monday. Oh no, wait a minute, sorry. Item 5. What are we doing? So that
2
is-
sets of minutes, Chair.
Yeah. To confirm the minutes, which is appendix 1 and 2.
Will the minutes appendix 1 chair?
Hang on a minute. I've got a query on 11th February meeting.
Yeah.
Garland committee agenda item, it got moved to December. It's still in the main meeting. Page 5 of 11.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It will do that exactly because we have to look at it for their bank details, didn't we? We put it in exempt because the bank,
I'm not.
yeah, the bank details came in, didn't it? So we move that to exempt.
Yeah, it should have been. Possibly right, should have been the first item on
On the
after the
exemption.
excluded the public.
So
Yeah.
I'll move it to exam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the following meeting, the second meeting,
Minutes, it's one set at a time, we'll do both together.
Yeah, can we just do the one for the 11th of February first? So we've had the minutes,
Yeah, I need
we'll
a
have
second.
there.
With the amendment.
Yeah.
Move with the amendment chair.
Do you want a second on that?
So approved with the amendment.
Terry?
Yeah.
All in favour? All against? Can I have a look at the appendix 2,
are you questioning me?
20th of February? Can I have the order,
You,
please?
sorry.
Thank you.
I don't want Mark to
Yeah, I've
any
done it.
questions, but it's thank you, Chair.
Appendix 2,
I've got a query. We've got agenda item 180, sale of parish house,
that's this one.
right on page 3 or 4.
Yeah,
That wasn't an agenda item, it came in, it wasn't actually on the agenda, it came in as a separate sheet at the meeting.
it did.
Which the chair accepted.
Yeah,
The
we
chair
accept.
accepted it as an agenda item.
I did,
After
yes.
the
If it was an
emergency.
emergency item. So we
So
have to
you
put it on the
accept-
agenda, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't agendaed, but it was like an emergency one, so we put it on the agenda. And we dealt with that first, didn't we? If I remember rightly. Yeah.
Move the minutes chair.
Do I have a seconder?
Yeah, second.
All in favour? One against? Thank you. Right.
Chair, please.
Can I have order, please?
Thank you.
That's the last time I'm asking. Thank you. Item 6 on the agenda. Proposed date and time of next meeting will be Monday the 1st of April 2019 at Community Centre at 6:45, starting at 6:30 for Commissioners Forum. Do I have a move on that?
I'll move it.
Or a seconder?
Yeah.
All in favour? All against?
Against. So full day.
We took 12 o'clock, yeah.
Well, some people bigger fools. That's all day.
Agenda item 7. Just a reminder that the next Green Burial Board Committee meeting will be on Monday the 17th of June at the Community Centre starting at 6 p.m.
And just say to that, there will be a set of minutes from the previous meeting that I've not had a chance to finalise yet, but they'll be presented to the April meeting of this meeting.
No acceptance of that date, Chair.
Do I
Need a
second it? All in favour? Thank you. Moving on to item agenda 8. Reports to the council from outside bodies. I'd like to take over. Thank you.
Chair. I've already said about the greenway and the access point, so I won't repeat myself with that one, but just to say, we've been having discussions jointly between the County Council and the District Council for some time now about this state of the highways, the volumes of traffic and so on, and what we need to do, and to look at Clowne as a whole rather than just look at one particular problem, solve that and then push the problem somewhere else. And following the tragic accident a couple of weeks ago, that's become even more urgent now. So I just wanted you to know that we are attempting to look at the situation as it is and seeing if we can't find a sort of village-wide solution to some of the problems we've got. You know, it's not just about local traffic increasing, it's about traffic that comes through from bottles over at the ramp, coming at us from all directions really. So we are on with that, and if and when we get something to report, I'll bring that back to you. And that's it, unless I've got questions.
Thank you.
Could you tell me where, it's about the greenway this, a few weeks, maybe a month ago, I was in touch with Anna Chapman.
Yeah.
They've cut the trees back on the greenway, all the way down. The bridge on Station Hill, there's a tree or a tree and a half hanging over the footbridge, right? So when that tree drops its leaves this autumn, all the leaves go onto the ramp on the bridge.
Right.
When they freeze, it becomes an accident waiting to happen. I go in touch with Anna Chapman. She says they will come back and look at the situation. I was speaking the other day to the people who's doing it, and they've not been told about this tree. When do they stop cutting the tree? Is there a cut-off point when you can't cut trees down because they start growing? But the point is, that tree is still there and it's still overhanging the bridge. Yes. And if what happens, what I've just said, and somebody falls in the back end of the year, Derbyshire County Council are going to be stuck with a claim for an accident.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's been an issue there for as long as the tree's been there.
Yeah.
The pit it's about bird nesting season, it's not about the trees growing, and it's usually between March and September. Now, I've had another tree reported to me that someone would like to be cut back or trimmed back, so I'm going to be talking to Anna or one of her colleagues probably tomorrow, so I'll mention that one.
Yeah, well, she sent me an email saying but it is the one directly as you go off down the ramp on Station or where the bridge, and it's overhanging. It's like I say, it's been left, and I'm just wondering if you can find out how they're going to do it or when they're going to do it or whatever.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Now, the police report. So we have circulated it to the councillors. So
Well, we're getting through door, I think.
No, getting through door.
So just for public's knowledge, we have a criminal damage of 4, arson 1, drug possession 1, public disorder 2, rape 1, sexual offences 1, other thefts 5, burglary residential 1, theft from motor vehicle 1, theft of a motor vehicle 1, stalking and harassment 3, violence with injury 6, violence without injury too. Quite,
That's a good dream.
very, very good. Yes, councillor.
As much as the horrendous crimes, particularly rape, whatever, there is a decrease in crime over the previous month. And maybe when through this council's action, which is led by the Labour group, but when we put the
That's political. Point of order, please.
It's a political
That's a political
Alright.
move. That's a disrespectful towards independent councillors.
Excellent.
It's not a
With the
legal
majority
place. No,
Can I
it's
just have
not.
order, please?
With a majority group,
Stop in there.
with a majority group, Chair, and as a majority group, we can say what we want to say, as long as we're not disrespectful to people
I find
individually. Well, you might do, I don't, unfortunately. Maybe if it's a Labour-controlled authority, all right, that they're spending money on CCTV.
This is
well,
not a political party broadcast.
for the council.
Please.
So we move that will be beneficial, Chair.
So, the next report is from Bolsover District
Can
Council.
I ask something on the police?
Yeah?
Have we had a reply? At the last meeting, I asked for a letter to be sent in about parking at the school in school time. It's got no better. I won't say it's got any worse, but it's got no better than it were a month ago. Have we had a reply from the police?
I emailed her in response to council's wishes. Not had a response yet, but I will chase it up.
Right.
It was the two schools, wasn't it?
Yeah. On New King Street.
Yeah.
Right, move to item agenda 9, trade report.
Bolsover District Council.
You haven't got anything from Bolsover District Council.
Was that the event?
Oh, do you want to speak? Yeah, just, we've got a circular for Bolsover District Council, which you've all got. They asked us to put in a few bits about Clowne, which is on the second page. And hopefully it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's a regular
Ongoing,
feature
regular
and they'll be
feature.
hitting parishioners' doors anytime, I would have thought.
At the end of this week,
Yeah.
from you, Chair.
Within that magazine, part of my report,
Do you want me to speak?
yeah.
Just under the Bolsover District Council report, Chair, I've had notification that Bolsover District Council are doing a events brochure for 2019. It's going to be an A5 full colour booklet that they're going to produce at their cost. And they've asked us to put forward any of our events in there and they'll help promote them for us. So I will respond to that. Not only will it go in the future editions of the parish newsletter, it will also go into the In Touch, which is the district-wide newspaper, and on the new Bolsover TV channel, apparently, that they've got, which is www.bolsover.tv. And I think there's all sorts of marketing material on there that's promoting the district and the various parishes and lots of wonderful things. So the events will also feature on there.
And then the other one is that they are taking like videos and different film footages of the parishes, and you can have a look at the footage and whatever they actually filming. You can go to the www.bolsover.tv to access and have a look and let people view what they're actually promoting and filming.
I think that went live today, Chair.
Yeah.
And that's all about from
So,
Bolsover.
yeah, doing like things like Crestwell Crags, walking in Whitwell Wood, fishing in Pinkston Wharf, Hardwick Hall, so all different things around Bolsover. We've had an email from Kim Bradley from about CCTV and ANPR.
Is that not correspondence, Chair, rather than...
Well, what's happening is they want. We did talk about the ANPR and the CCTV at the last meeting, and so I'm just reporting back to say they're looking at the ANPR, but it has got to go to the SNT team to provide evidence that permanent cameras in the area will support safeguarding issues and tackle criminality. This evidence needs to go to the divisional command team approval to DCI McDonald, who is the force leader for ANPR. So we'll just...
And it's also got to be approved by the Surveillance Camera Commissioner, which is an independent governmental approved department. I think it's to make sure that the decisions to have ANPRs are evidence-based and they're not just throwing them up everywhere. So,
yes, Councillor.
It's quite ironic that, isn't it, Chair, that here we are as a council trying to do something to support the police, yet a year ago, now we're having to go jump through some hoops. A year ago, or just over a year ago, the police came to this council and asked us to fund 2 ANPR cameras at the cost of £7,500. Why suddenly is because we're doing it, we're having to jump through hoops. It's quite interesting. I'm sure it's
GDPR. No GDPR rules on CCTV. That's what's annoying.
so if we can have a move in a second, they're on the reports received.
Yeah. Can I move that the reports have been received?
Yeah.
Can I seconder? All in favour? Thank you. Item 9 on the agenda is the Chair's report. We've got a circus. We did discuss the circus at the last meeting and they have decided that it's come in. I'm writing to ask the ground we have booked for the week. We have suggested if we can change the weeks around, if they agree, we can visit Clowne the week you have asked. If all goes well, can we also stay for the bank holiday Monday the 26th of August and move off Monday evening? Arriving Sunday evening 18th of August, build up Monday and Tuesday, open to the public Wednesday the 21st to Monday the 26th, inclusive, and pull and move off Monday evening inclusive. That's in August.
Did we discuss this?
At the last meeting, there was an email that came from them, wasn't there, correspondence?
Yeah, from the correspondence. And
There's no animals on there.
Yeah.
so it was just at the date that we discussed at the last meeting.
Move the alteration of dates, yeah.
All in favour? All against? Abstain?
Obviously.
Community events.
Put the dogs on.
Have you got these?
No.
I'd like to dish these round for you.
Another one over there.
That's everybody?
Oh, there's one there.
So this is just a map of the village showing where the CCTV cameras will be housed.
And there's some details about it, a bit more detail about the CCTV system.
Yeah.
If you can recall, Chair, we went out to tender on this using Bolsover District Council's procurement services. There were, from memory, 26 expressions of interest, five contractors tendered, and the contract was approved at the last meeting by this council for My Tech Group. There were several zones suggested. The CCTV cameras would be in the main mountable on lampposts, but there would need to be a couple of columns where lamppost mounting wasn't suitable. I've got in principle approval from Derbyshire County Council's highways but I need to now go back with this map if members could consider and approve that they're finally happy with these locations. But we've walked the site, we've talked the technical talk with the company. The only thing I would note that on Zone 2, Chair, that's slightly in the wrong place. It needs to move over to the left a little bit. If you can see, that's supposed to be covering the community centre, the play area, the health centre, library, and that sort of zone. So he's got that wrong on his map, but I will correct it. If you approve this today, Chair, I will then present this to County Highways with your approval. Obviously, there are certain things that we need to do in terms of load testing and things like that. But these units are tie-banded to the lamppost. There's self-contained units that do record as well. We can have them that they can be put onto nighttime mode. We can have them that they can zone in almost to pick up a face or a number plate. But the thing is, you do need to set it up whether it is for number plate or whether it is just for general CCTV. The good thing about this system is if you find out further down the line that you want to change the position, it's dead easy to do. You literally just take it off the lamppost and move it to wherever, what other column, building or lamppost you want to put it to. There are some issues about line of sight, but that's all built into the programme. And we will also, in addition to the units themselves being able to record up to 30 days, we'll have belt and braces because there'll be a server unit back at the community centre that will also record. So if police or community safety partners at any stage wanted to come and review any footage about an incident or a crime or a vehicle coming in and acting suspiciously, he should be able to pick that up and help in the intelligence gathering and crime detection. So I'm looking for approval for these locations, Chair, and then I'll start the process with County Council.
Have police been involved in these particular locations?
Yes, yeah. PC Matt Coolin and several colleagues over at Bolsover as well as the team over at Derbyshire, the AM team.
The only thing I've got concern about is that when Sam's car got stolen and broken into, you could see the culprit on one, but there was a gap between, so there was no line of sight, so they said they couldn't put a case together.
Yeah.
We've got Zone 1 and Zone 2 quite separate, aren't they? Are the police all right with that?
Yeah, I think the ideal about Zone 1 is that's the sort of Balborough Road, Rotherham Road, North Road, Cresswell Road junction. That position will have 4 cameras looking at each zone, so any vehicle that coming into or out of Clowne would be picked up on that camera. That's the reason that's positioned there. And then further down...
That's just an ANPR camera then?
No, that's CCTV. We've not decided where the ANPR cameras would go.
It's not got line of sight for any other camera.
No, it would.
No, it's
that would have to,
radio. It's
the Wi-Fi would need to ping off.
No, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. It's not line of sight. If you cannot see coverage from one camera to another, you can't prosecute. That's what I was told by the police. So if we catch somebody coming through on that camera, we've got to pick them up on this camera.
Yeah.
But it won't, will it? It's just
well, they will, because at Zone 3, Chair, what you'll have is a camera looking back up North Road, looking towards Mill Green Way to Wilco's, looking down Station Road and looking down Mill Street. So
I was saying there's not just, the pole, it's not just got one camera on it.
No, I understand that.
It has got 3 or sometimes 4 on it, looking in all different directions. And then also you've got we're looking at the ANPR, which then will be linked into police, which then would pick up whatever's coming
that would be a
any
different
other way.
system,
It's a different system, but it still would be linked into the one that we've already got.
I've just got concerns on one's not got line of sight with any of the camera, but if everybody else is happy.
Well, the police have said
it's a massive move forward, Chair, from where we were.
I mean, I think what I could suggest, Chair, is, obviously this gets the core scheme in, and if obviously there are any areas that we feel we do need to supplement or look at
Well, I
them.
think even if they're putting them in, you can actually move
Through
them.
you, Chair, with your respect, Madam Chairman, is that Steve has said that they are flexible, they are movable. If we
Yeah,
have a problem, we can
we
move
can
them around.
move them around.
And we can, if we need to, we can always purchase additional ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the need is there.
So can I,
Where's zone 7? Because it's not, whereabouts is that? Is that age?
Bottom left-hand corner
is off cropped off.
It's cropped off this, but essentially zone 7
Yeah.
is
Oh, right.
where the Angel pub is.
Right.
That's looking back towards the Ark, back down towards where the cenotaph is, and then towards Mansfield Road.
That's brilliant.
yeah, oh, I can just see it now.
Yeah, so it's just that it's photocopied.
Yeah.
Move it,
So can I, yeah, do I have a
I'll
second?
second it.
I'll second it.
So, Councillor Walker seconded it.
Yeah.
All in favour? That's that then. Agenda 11, correspondence. We've got Dark correspondence.
May I suggest that that gets moved into exempt because it's talking about money, Chair,
Yeah.
and it's on the agenda,
Yeah.
it's on the budget
So,
meeting.
I'd just like to say it shouldn't go into doubt. It's public money. Why are we moving into doubt? Into exempt, sorry.
no?
You've got to decide whether to take up the subscription.
Well, that should be done in the council. That's not contracts for anything.
No.
It's contracting for us, we're contracting them to give us information and advice. There's a contract.
Who, Chair, to Professor, is that, has that got to...
Well, I put it in open because I think it should be discussed in open.
It should be discussed in open.
I'm a bit
Move that we
disgusted.
don't pay down then, Chair.
Yeah.
I move that we do pay down.
Well, I know that last meeting it was moved that we didn't pay, and then we did go to pay, and we did say last year that we'd give it another year, because it was a backup for Steve. But now Steve has actually gone into one similar to Dalk, but it is actually for clerks.
Steve,
So he has got his
used
back.
that.
Have you done?
Yeah.
Hang on, Chair.
The chair's running.
I'm
the
sorry.
meeting.
That was out of order.
Yeah.
Okay.
The wheelchair to Professor.
He's not a proper officer in this meeting.
So,
The Chair's the proper officer.
Can you just explain that? I thought Steve was proper officer.
No, not in
no, I'm
the
running the
meeting.
meeting.
So you're proper officer.
I'm the chair of the council. I run the meeting.
Who's proper officer?
Steve advises the Chair, not you. He advises the Chair of us.
I'm asking a question. Who's proper
Right.
officer? I'm confused here.
Karen, she's chairing the meeting.
So you're proper officer.
While I'm in the meeting.
Yeah.
That's that. Not a proper officer. I'm just leading the meeting.
No, Steve's proper
As the
officer.
chair.
I'd like to
Yeah.
speak to the proper officer.
No, you can't. It's
Not in the meeting.
It's at chair's discretion now.
That's a chair discretion.
Yeah.
So, let's discuss this.
I move that we don't pay DALP, Chair.
Okay.
And I'm talking as an ex-DALP executive member for 12 years. I don't think we get the value for money from that.
I think with upcoming elections, new councillors coming on board, you're going to need help, support, training,
Chair, that's a
help.
political statement. If anybody's making
Yeah.
one.
As far as Dalk is concerned,
As
as far as Dalk is concerned, Dalk is for
Oh, Eric's not
the
standing.
clerk and
Eric's not standing.
for getting
Yeah.
and for me.
It's been moved, Chair, that we don't pay it anyway.
So who wants to second that?
She's not.
I'll second. So Neil seconded it. All in favour?
Hang on a bit, Chair. To be fair, you've
I'd
got
like
to
this to
take,
be
you've got
recorded,
to take
please.
that. I wouldn't want.
Named and recorded.
Hang on a bit. I'm trying to help
Sorry.
you. You know, you've got to take that, which was said, as an amendment.
Right.
You know, so you'd have to vote on
So we'll
that
do the
first,
amendment.
and then see what
Okay.
happens.
Okay. So what we'll do then, Ross, because you said that you will,
You seconded.
Yeah,
you're seconding it. So all in favour of the amendment
Can I?
that we carry on paying down.
So we're in favour of paying going into that state.
Remaining down, yeah.
So go back to the first motion.
You need to take a vote on that.
We just have done
No,
it.
no.
I'd like
All
to
in
be named and
favour?
recorded, all these folks now, Steve.
Point of order, Chair. Councillor Walker again is ignoring this Chair. All right, he's actually talking to What you need to do, Chair, is you need to take those against the amendment.
Right, oh,
Two
right.
for, those against
So
the
2
amendment.
for and all against the amendment.
Yeah,
So go to the first motion,
7 against.
coming out of dark,
Move it, Chair.
seconded by,
Oh, second.
oh no, second by Neil, it was seconded by Neil first time.
Yeah, seconded by Councillor Page.
Yeah, Councillor Page. All in favour? All against?
This is named and recorded, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm against. If I vote.
So we've got Balmer Wind Farm Community Fund, which is 11.2. Clowne Comets, the juniors are asking for £250 from the wind farm.
A question, Chair. Are we going to be discussing their financial status or not? Because if we are, we ought to move to exempt. If we're not, then it can stay where it is.
Looking at, can I just take a look at this okay now? Can I look at the current account myself and decide that it needs to go into exempt?
Well, yeah, I've
Yeah.
asked you to say.
That's fine then, we'll not go into exempt, but we'll not go into the financial bit.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll
you've got,
propose that we give them £250.
Second, Chair.
all in favour? Thank you.
Any against?
Anybody against? No,
Any
everybody's got
abstentions?
lined up. Everybody was for it. 11.3, retro gaming event. So a letter has been received from Martin Walden about staging a retro game event at the community centre from the 12th and 13th of October. He would require access on Friday the 11th.
Yeah, I don't know what a retro gaming
No, I'm not
event
quite.
It's
Pac-Man and,
NASA.
Right, would they have to be licensed to do that?
well, that would be for them to license if they were.
Right,
I don't think
okay.
so is the
Right.
answer.
Yes, Catherine.
Right, so they're asking for us to waive the cost of £575.
They are, yeah.
All right, they will be charging individuals for coming in on this event. It's a wristband only event because they applied to use the old ticket office previously, I'm aware of, through the district. So I don't think that if they are charging people up to, I think, £10 a band, that we should be giving them a free letter
No.
for £575. Because that will block this centre up from Friday night through to Monday. Because he'll want to come in to put them all in and then take them out.
Yeah.
Where does it say he's charging £10?
It's what he's previously said, Chair. I've just given you
Yeah.
my sort of like knowledge of it as you tend to.
Can we just clarify this, what he's charging, and then look at this item again? Because it is a popular thing.
Yeah. Pac-Man, Space Invaders, all that sort of stuff.
He hasn't actually put on his letter.
He won't do, will he?
No.
There's nothing on the letter that we've received, Chair,
No.
about charging.
So what we'll do, we'll clarify what he's
Yeah,
going to be
if you can.
charging.
Thank you.
So what do you want me to do? Clarify and come back?
Yes, if I might add on costs as well. I mean, bear in mind that if it's going to be anything in the old school cathode ray tube gaming machines and things, are they going to be chewing through our electricity like
Yeah,
smart?
they will, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I need a mover and a second.
Do I need a, can I move? Second, all in favour?
Of
All against?
finding out.
Finding out how much it's going to be.
Yeah.
All against? Abstains?
I've made my point clear.
11-4.
11.4, Derbyshire Children's Holiday Centre. If I remember rightly, we've had this one come in before, haven't we? Was it last year, the year before?
We don't tend to, through the Madam Chairman, we don't tend to fund out of parish
No, that's what I
organisations.
thought. Why did it last week?
It's, I mean, you can go with ideas.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I've been in touch with these last year and I was quite impressed with what they did. Could we not offer some funding if it is a child from Clowne who will be paid? So we are supporting Clowne. I don't want to give it to support other villages or anything like that. But
No, 'cause it's like saying, is it across the county?
No.
That's what it's sort of saying.
But if
isn't
you
it?
can go back to them and say that if there's 2 people from Clowne, or if Clowne children would benefit from this and go on it with a pay.
What was the
How much are they?
They've not specified an amount. They've not. All they've said is in 2017, 608 children from across Derbyshire were provided with a much-needed break. They've had 504 referrals so far this year. It's a referral-based system from the various agencies. I think the issue is, because it's agencies that are referring, I think,
The school
would be a problem.
School
Yeah.
refers.
So we wouldn't really get people to know.
Can we get clarification on that? Well, I'd like to propose
Yes,
that.
councillor.
It's going to be difficult.
Can I have order, please?
It's going to be difficult because of the disadvantaged children thing. Because if we ask for an identification of who from Clowne is going, then you're crossing that sort of idea of keeping disadvantaged children anonymous, more or less.
We
So
don't want
it's-
to know that, do we?
Do you mind letting me finish?
Again.
No, you're the
Thank you.
one who always
Order.
complains about
Well,
it.
intelligent,
Order,
I'm
please.
riveted.
Oh, there you go.
Point of order there, Chair, that's treating council with disrespect.
Oh, yes.
How dare you.
Can I have order, please?
Billy Liar again.
You're not-
Pardon?
Billy Liar.
Can I have order in this council? Thank you.
Thank you. Right. So
Councillor Compton.
we've got a problem there that we would be asking people to identify. This one's from Clowne and there's a disadvantaged child in a disadvantaged family, whatever. And that's difficult. So, you know, I had to think about this before we came and I couldn't see a way around it in a sense, except if they were provided to make it on an individual basis, so that if they could guarantee that, or say to us, we have somebody in Clowne that wanted to do this, is there any chance that you
Well, if
could give us a donation towards that child or those children? Okay, they might well come to us and you know, but they're not going to lie about disadvantaged children.
Right.
So therefore, at that point, when it's a Clowne disadvantaged child or children, we could make a decision whether to
Right, well, I've actually got
Yes, good point.
correspondence here that's sort of saying that if it did come and say that it's for a Clowne child, the cost of the holiday is £336 per child.
That's what it was last year. It might be a little
So it
bit
might be a
more, but
little
it'll be
bit more
broadly
this
that much.
May I suggest, so it's been suggested, Chair, that we get further information on it, okay, and then look at it as a
I suppose that we. What are they actually asking us for? Yeah?
Nothing at the moment. I
Just
think it's
They're asking us for a general
donation.
contribution towards
Just a donation.
this holiday scheme for
yeah.
referred disadvantaged young people from across Derbyshire. They've not said it's just ring fence for Clowne. It's just towards the generic costs, and there were about 600 odd young people from across county who were referred and benefited from this
Just
programme
as
last
a
year.
parish council, we can't look at sending money out to a
No,
county.
I understand that. So can
But
we
if
send
we
a letter
can-
back?
If we can do a referral, like you've said,
Yeah.
and ask them if we can have like something from Clowne,
Yeah.
like Councillor Colleton said as well,
Yeah.
then we can look at giving them a bit of fund, you know, giving them funding if necessary towards that child.
So I'll
Do
take
you think that would be
Councillor
fair?
proposal.
My proposal, actually.
No, it wasn't. I put it in first.
All in,
I'll move it.
all in favour?
There you go.
It's already been moved and seconded.
Just hang on, because this is getting a bit daft now. I put that proposal forward.
Yeah, it's all gone in.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
11.5, community cinema project.
Chair, may I suggest that we invite Ellie Ragdale to
Yeah.
come to council to give us a presentation on what she's proposing, all right? Because the idea,
Yeah.
of a community cinema, I know that through, and I know Steve will have been in contact with Lord Keller from Bolsover District Council about a cinema going up on the field. So it would be a good idea for if we had Ellie Raggell to talk to us about it. All right, she's offering a funding. She's offering to give us a funding to all and organisational stuff. But let's see what she's got to say rather than go through it all. Get her in and let's have a chat to her.
So we could have a chat at the next meeting.
I don't know if that's what I'm
The organisation's called Cinema for All.
she comes chair.
She's the community impact officer. It's a national charity that supports, develops and champions volunteer-run community cinemas across the UK.
Let's get her in.
Can I have a seconder on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All in favour?
Yeah.
All against? Okay.
Thank you.
The Great British Spring Clean,
Move that we
11/6.
join this chair.
So that would be on, runs from the 22nd of March to the 23rd of April.
I'll second it.
All in favour? So the parish map, we've had an email from a company called Images by Hand who are offered to produce an illustrated parish map for £500
Can I again,
with free
chair?
updates.
Can I again, through the chair, ask that they could please give us a presentation on what they're proposing to do? What size map it is, what is in the map. I can see the chair's got that, you've got to see that chair. But let's get them in and let us have a look at it from Images by Hand.
I just
Is that it?
Yeah, 500 quid.
No.